Yo, what up, everybody? It's your boy, the Kryptonian Saiyan here, bringing you a review for One Piece, Chapter 58. Yo, Sanji's backstory. Holy shit! There's two things I want to go over on this. The first one is the old man. He ate his foot. Oh man, so that explains why he took the rock and he bashed his leg. That's wow. That is some serious shit right there. But that leads me to my second point, which is going to be kind of long, so just bear with me on this, right? So I thought it was interesting that Sanji divided the food up and he broke up 5 days worth of food into a little over 20 days. I believe it was 25 days, right? And I thought that that was pretty smart of him. And there was this one scene where Sanji is doing something that is very smart for a young boy his age. He's actually drinking the water that's left in the impressions on the rocks. And I think I told you guys in the last chapter, the reason why that's smart is you have situations like this where your stomach's rumbling. And if you'll look, that's right after he was drinking the water. And the reason why your stomach rumbles is your stomach saying, hey, I'm not full. And so when you have those sensations to eat, a lot of times it's just your stomach saying, hey, I still have space to fill here. And you fill it up by water. That's why I tell people when they're trying to lose weight, drink a glass of water with every meal and you'll feel fuller. And it's the same thing. So that's how Sanji was able to stave off the hunger a little bit. But the thing on this is I was really touched when Sanji had the flashback of him getting rid of perfectly good food, even though it wasn't half eaten. And the other cooks in the kitchen telling him, like, look, man, you never know when your next meal's coming. And Sanji tears up when he gets that moment. And I thought that that was nice. It added a whole lot to his backstory, man. Like, that was, oh man, that was good. But from a technical aspect, as somebody who was fasted, right, I can tell you that the first 3 days, that's hell. Going without food. And then once you get past the third day and get around the fifth day, it's a little easier. But you have stuff like headaches and nausea, dizziness, like you sleep more to conserve energy. I mean, there's a lot going on, and when you take in the fact that Sanji is stuck on this island and he's having to stay conscious and expend that amount of energy, as little as he was expending, it's still a lot because you're staying alert, and he can't really doze off because if he dozes off, he might miss a ship. So that's crazy right there, and the psychological damage. And the reason I'm pointing this out is I've done 11 days fasting. And one of these days, I'm thinking rather soon I will put those videos up so you guys can kind of see what this is like. But this is the crazy thing about it, right? When you go through a fast like that, and he's doing it involuntarily, it gets to a point where you really question yourself. You really stare yourself in the mirror and find out what you're made of. And Sanji had to go, I believe, 45 days? It was day 25 when he lost his bread. Day 70, so that would be... Okay. So he didn't go as long, but he still went a pretty long ass time without food, man. Over a month. And the crazy thing about that is people have natural fat reserves that allow them to live without food for over 30 days. And with Sanji, because he's so little, he didn't have that much fat on him. And when you look at Zeph, the crazy thing about him is he's a bigger guy, he has muscle, right? And you would think that in that bag that he had actual food in there, but that was not the case. Look at this, man. All he has is treasure. And I thought that that was crazy for two things, because when you're that huge, like at my peak, which is crazy, that's why different video, I'm not going to get into that one, but at my peak I was 221 pounds and 14.5% body fat, so I was relatively in good shape, you see what I'm saying? And it takes a lot of calories to maintain that much mass when you have it, even when you're lean, when you have muscle on you like that. It takes a lot of calories to maintain. And so you take a guy like Zeph, and he ate his food. I mean, he ate his foot, or like the bottom part of his leg. That's not a lot of meat. And so he ate the bare minimum. And you know he had to stop the bleeding at that point. I mean, it's crazy how much Zeph suffered so Sanji could live. And for me, I can appreciate that, you know, because maybe this is me getting sentimental because I've recently been given a little niece, and for me, I find myself thinking at times, you know, what can I do to give to her? What can I pass on to her? You know what I'm saying? So I can understand why Zeph was like, let me sacrifice a little bit so this little kid can live. Maybe he can see the all blue sea because I'll no longer be a pirate because he lost his foot. So he's letting Sanji pursue his dream. That resonated so crazy to me. But getting back to the fasting part of it, the reason why that was so crazy is, you know, that after he ate, that might have held him over if he rationed it. That might have held him over for a day or two, because with raw flesh like that, it's gonna go bad, especially in the tropics, because water reflects sunlight, so that makes it hotter. So you know he had to eat it within a day or two. So he's gone probably over 60 days without any type of food. And so when your body is breaking down like the fat and everything, and then once you get to the 5th day, you get into ketosis and your body's just running strictly on fat. But because you're a bigger guy like Zeph, your body is eating away at the muscle, because muscle is easier to burn. So Zeph, oh my God, that is huge, man. So I'm gonna get off that. I feel like I've touched on that enough for you guys to kind of understand. Just give me a couple months, and I'll have those fasting videos edited. You know, I have some other stuff I want to do with that, so that's why you don't see it now. But this is the thing, man. Like, to see him kind of laid out like this, that exhausted. When you look at his cheeks are more hollow. You can look at his upper body and tell that he's lost muscle mass. It's right there. You look at him, he's smaller. I mean, and right there in his chest, you can see the bones. Like, this is amazing artwork. I think this was probably my favorite shot right here, just the close-up of his face, because that's a man that is near the end right there. If you look, like, part of his eye, like right underneath it, is hollowed out. That is beautiful. And it leads me to this right here. Sanji makes the vow. He says, I'll defend him with my life and pay my debt to the crap geezer. And the reason why he's saying that is Zeph, while they were on that island, said that I am going to open up a ship that is going to serve people at sea. So a restaurant on sea. And that was amazing to me. So when they get picked up by the ship that passed Sanji by around day 50, oh man, that was beautiful. That was beautiful, just to see everything connect. This is probably one of my favorite backstories in anime, period. Or rather, in this manga. But the reason why I said anime, I can't wait to see this animated. Oh, this is beautiful, man. I cannot wait to see where this is going. Looks like Sanji's got his second win. And usually when characters get to this point, you know what's going down in the next chapter, guys. But that's it for this review. My chapter question for you guys is, what did you think about Zeph giving Sanji all the food and making the sacrifices that he did? That sincerely touched me right there. But guys, those are just my thoughts. If you liked anything I had to say, make sure you comment, rate, subscribe, and share. As always, I'll greatly appreciate it. But that's it. Thanks for watching Kryptonian Saying. Have a happy